Okay, I think we're on. And let's start. All right. I think one more thing here. All right. Hi and welcome everybody. Back with another Catharsis Healing Talk. My name is Helmut and I am here with our beautiful, beautiful friends, Laura and Laura. Hi guys.
Hello.
Thanks for joining. And of course, Kay. Hi, Kay.
Hi.
Kay Cadell-Whitaker, the author of The Reluctant Shaman and Sacred Link. And all around beautiful human. And today we're going to talk about song, a lot about song, and all woven around the Call of Your Song, which is a course that Kay created that she's going to teach again live coming up in October. The first session is on October 22. If you want to find out more about that, you can go to the callofyoursong.com. And that's where you can get the details and apply to join us. All right, there's going to be more talks about this because there's a lot to cover of the stuff that is being offered in that course. But the first one today, we're going to kind of ask Kay to give an overview of that course. And I'm going to read quickly the first email I sent out about the series of talks about the Call of Your Song. And then we have Kay take it from there. So here's the email. And it starts, Catharsis is song. And then song is love. Song is life. Song is harmony. Song is balance. Song is consciousness. Song is healing. Song is joy. Song is passion. Song is aliveness. Song is beauty. Song is all. Nothing less will do to move into a new way of being to create a new world. In our next Healing Doctors talk this Friday, this one, at noon, we talk with Kay about how to get there, how to get to be your song, to live your song. We talk about how the Catharsis teachings offered in the Call of Your Song course guide students to knowing and being their song, which is a required learning for healing and awakening in these ancient traditions. It is needed learning to create a new world. Okay, welcome again, everybody. And Kay.
All right. In the Catharsis tradition, we use this word song a lot. And there's probably those of you in the audience that don't know how that is being used, what that really means for us, for the tradition. My teachers from Peru, from a really, really ancient culture in Peru, their names are Damano and Chia Hedeka. And they said that their people, for many, many, many millennia, that as they inherited this tradition through the centuries and the millennia, it came all the way from Lemuria. Their people came from Lemuria. That was the continent that sank in the Pacific Ocean. That happened before the Atlantis was, the big culture of the day. So this is older even older than Atlantis. And the use of this word comes from all the way back there. And it's a poetic reference. A poetic reference for the who and what we really are. Our beingness, our aliveness, our consciousness. Some people might say our spirit or our soul. This is the energetic part of us. This is the part that lives before we were ever created into a human body. We ever got born into a human body, and it will be alive and hanging out and doing new things after this body is gone. And it's been doing this for countless eons, for the age of the universe. So that's the who and the what we really are. This energetic being, this consciousness that is said to be incredibly ancient, all the way back to the beginnings of the universe. That's pretty ancient and very vast, huge, and wondrous, absolutely magnificent. And we have done many things all over our universe through all these different ages. We've been in different places. We've incarnated into different kinds of bodies, had all kinds of different experiences and jobs through the universe. We've been incarnated into different sentient species on different planets. We probably had a lot of lifetimes in different human bodies here on Earth for many millennia. And we've had other kinds of experiences. Who's to say what? But this beingness, this consciousness that we are, they say that we are a unique individual piece of Creator. Each one of us and everything, the trees and the plants and the animals and the water and the air and rocks, planets and suns and galaxies, everything's alive. That's the teachings. Everything is alive and conscious and communicating and thinking and feeling and sharing all of this with each other all the time. Each is a unique individual piece of Creator. And from the Heidegger's point of view, from their culture's point of view, our song, our ancient beingness is like poetry. They say that you need something very poetic in order to come close to describing what our song is and what all the other songs are. Everything that is alive and conscious, each one is a song, a different, unique, individual song. Conscious, alive, feeling emotions and all kinds of spirit senses, or if they're in some sort of body, they got some kind of physical sensing apparatus. And the existence, the experiences, the adventures in all these different kinds of bodies in these different places, and the feeling of the wondrousness of being alive, of having these adventures, of having things like human physical senses and being here on the physical earth, that it's so spectacular. Our experience of it all is so spectacular. It is like a song a beautiful, beautiful song. It's poetry. And it's so full of love. The sharing, the connectedness between everything. We get to share all these experiences from other beings and their thoughts and their emotions, their ideas about things, their humor, beauty of their aliveness, the love. The universe is filled, overflowing with love. Everything is built out of love. It's said by the pre-dynastic Egyptians that the very first thing that was born in the universe was love. Everything else is built out of it. And the Peruvians, the Hedicas, have the same way of thinking, the same belief. So they use this word song to describe who we really are and what we really are, and to try to capture a sense of that poetry, of the beauty, the level of the beauty of who and what we are, who and what every other song is, and the songs singing together, song to song, symphonies of these songs singing together. Exquisiteness. That's what they mean when they call our beingness of each one of us a song, and the beingness of the consciousness of everything in the universe, it's a song. Each one is a song. So they have a phrase that they use with a gesture, and it means song to song. I am touching you song to song, heart to heart, love to love, beauty to beauty. They touch their heart. They gesture to touch the heart of the Mother Earth, and then they gesture to touch your heart or whoever they're greeting, and they say, "Mana o u, mana o." Song to song, heart to heart, beauty to beauty, love to love, connectedness to connectedness, eternally sharing, giving, receiving. So, excuse me. When we have a life in this era on planet Earth as a human being, most of us are living in the modern culture. And what that modern culture has become, what it has done, what it has been wanting the humans to experience for many millennia now, is to be disconnected in our minds. You can't energetically disconnect yourself or anything else from anything else. We're so entangled and so together and so connected. Nothing can ever take it apart. Nothing can ever change that. It's always there. The love is always there. But we've developed this culture in this modern culture of believing, just blindly believing and accepting that we are disconnected. There is no connection, never has been. We are an island. We are alone, separate, and can't really get all that connected, feeling things like song to song, we've learned to believe that all that kind of thing just doesn't exist, that our song doesn't exist. We learn to live with lies, many, many, many lies. Lies like, when you die, that is the end. Of course, unless you're Christian, it's part of the Judeo-Christian system. When you die, if you've been bad, if you've been naughty, you're going to go to hell, and you have to live with the devil and all his demons, and it's torture for eternity. That's pretty gruesome. When you really think about it, that is a really, really gruesome idea. So we have other variations on that theme, and of course, with modern science, the way a lot of people, the way they think about science is that there's no way to prove there's life after death. There's no way to prove there's a God. There's no way to prove any of these energetic things, spiritual things. So there must be nothing. So when your body dies, you are gone. Every bit of you is gone, gone, gone. That is horrifying. And it's a lie. It's a lie. We were taught that from the time we're born. We're taught those ideas from many of us, from family, from the culture, from movies and television, and even in things as simple and short as a commercial. These concepts are embedded. And we have so many of these cultural concepts and ideas and beliefs, and we are taught to take them on and believe them without question, and believe them dogmatically, intensely, with a lot of energy, so that as we grow older, if anything or anybody challenges any of those beliefs, we get very upset, we get very angry, we can get very defensive. We become obnoxious in all sorts of different ways. And all of this is just training. It's propaganda. We've been conned into thinking these things and blindly believing in them with a great energetic, emotional charge, very dogmatic. This creates this box. Domano Chia used to describe, it's like we're in this cardboard box, and it's pretty little. We can sit kind of crunched up. It's very dark in there. There's no holes. There's no cracks. There is a screen, like a TV screen in front of us. And we got headphones on. And the lies are coming through on the screen and the headphones. We're not seeing ourselves for who and what we really are. We're not seeing any of the world for who and what it really is. We have no idea how connected we are to everything else. We think we're very alone, very separated. And we believe that all those lies are the real world. That's how we construct the world we think we live in. When we live like this, there's a pain of losing something that we can't even name. It feels so distant from us. We feel like there's an empty spot. We got a hole there. There's something missing. We've taught ourselves, been taught, forced to learn this concept that there is no such thing as a song, that we are only this physical body. We only have the properties of this physical body, this physical mind. The linear mind is everything. And a lot of mixed up messages about emotions, feeling emotions. Sometimes we're not supposed to feel them at all. Other times we're only supposed to be feeling negative emotions in some kind of reactive behavior. This is all learned. This is all programming. We've been brainwashed from the time that we're born. Outside that box is a beautiful, beautiful, incredible world. A world of song. Billions of songs, all singing in harmony, connected to each other, in coherence with each other, in cooperation with each other. Incredible harmonies. Indescribably beautiful and delicious. The feeling experience of that, of the real world, is utterly delicious, euphoric. It doesn't mean that you can't go about your daily business and do the thinking you need to do to take care of your daily things and take care of yourself and each other and your family. But you have a baseline feeling, state of being that is, it's all song and song to song and beauty and love, gentleness, caring. And that's always there. It's always with you. It's the foundation of everything that we think and feel and experience when we're not in the box. Got to be outside the box. So what the pre-dynastic Egyptians taught and what the ancient Peruvians, the Hedicas, teach is that we're living inside that box. We're living a bunch of lies. We've been lying to ourselves. Everybody was lying to us. The whole culture is living in a lie and perpetuating it and teaching our babies the same thing. It's a world full of pain. When we're taught to forget about our song, just forget it, bury it, hide it, don't feel it, don't let yourself feel it, don't let anybody see it, don't experience it, don't think about it, because it's dangerous. If you do, it means you're going to start making holes in that box. You're going to start seeing and feeling what's on the other side of the box through the hole. The light and the beauty and the beautiful feeling that's there. And the programming can't exist. It'll totally fall apart and disappear if we start perceiving and feeling and experiencing our own song and the songs of others, and how the real world actually is and how it operates and how much love there is there. When we're in the box, there's no real unconditional love. It's not part of what's on the screen or in the headset. We have very conditional substitutes for love. We think, because that's what we were taught, we believe the lies that is love. Oh, this extremely conditional giving of attention and kindness. very conditional. Only if you follow all of those programming rules, and then people will love you. They'll pay attention to you. They'll accept you. But you have to follow all the rules of being inside the box. All the rules that are on that screen and in the headset. Can't veer away from it. So what the Hedekas would say is that we have this hole in us, this gaping hole, blank spot, empty, this feeling of loss. And it's kind of half buried. We can't quite put our finger on it, but it's always there. And we try to fill it up with all kinds of other things and trying to get different people in our lives, and maybe a mate, or maybe if we make some babies, it'll fill the gap. But it never does, never quite does. It's beautiful to have a mate. It's beautiful to have babies, to have your children. But there's something still missing. And that is the feeling of your own song and the feeling of all the songs of everything else. And the perception, experience, full body, full spirit experience of what the real world is. And all these songs out there, the feeling of your own song. Each song is unique. Each one's unique. Individual, unique piece of creator. And it has a feeling signature that's unique. Only you feel that way. Only you. Nobody else has that feeling. It's your signature. It's your energy frequency mix. The mix of the who and what you are and have always been through the universe, with all these different adventures and experiences and so many different kinds of places, being different kinds of beings. Most of us have had quite a variety of different lifetimes. We may have been a plant or a tree or something like that. Maybe more than once. Been different animals, maybe here on Earth or maybe other planets. Experiencing that, living that in other sentient type bodies. Maybe some of you have had long stretch of existence floating around in a nebula with all those beautiful colors and shapes and forms and gases that are moving every which way, and so many life forms in there. Stars being born and planets being born, and glorious, glorious place to exist, full of love and all kinds of experience. And it's said that there's a lot of singing. There's a lot of music and singing in places like that. And we have those memories. We have the knowledge and the understanding of that. And we can tune into it. We tune into our unique signature feeling of who and what we are, our song, and feel it, just feel it. And follow the feeling. Let the feeling just fill us up. Follow the feeling, explore it. All the memories are in there. They're all there. We can bring that to our conscious awareness here on Earth in this lifetime, in this human body. You don't have to wait till you die and you go back out there to remember it. You can remember it here, and you could feel it again, tuning your attention into all those kinds of places and just connecting song to song, feeling that connection and experiencing it. All of that is outside the box. Just here on Earth, the way Earth is right now. When you're outside of the box, you can go to a tree, anywhere, a plant, any kind of plant or weed, and just talk with it. Communicate song to song. You could talk with your human voice. You could talk with your thoughts. You can talk with your heart, feeling it and feeling them. And then just being quiet and feeling for what they have to communicate back to you. Unbelievable, exquisite. There's so much knowledge and so much love and caring and healing and nurturing all over our planet. And it's ours to experience. We just have to make a few holes in that box and then start ripping and tearing. Maybe even take the headset off and use it like a tool to tear bigger holes in the box so you can get out. Or you could take that TV screen off and just whale it through the wall of the box. Kind of like Humpty Dumpty and his egg, his shell. And he falls off the wall and the shell cracks and the egg's starting to come out. He's coming out of the shell that hid the world from him. And he can perceive it in a very new way. So that's what we teach. That's what was taught to me by the pre-dynastic Egyptians and the Peruvian Lemurian tribe, the Edicas. That's what they call waking up. When you make holes in that box and you tear it apart and you get out, once you've made that hole, you can't fill the hole back up. You can't block it out again. That light is coming in, the real world, and all that love and information is coming in the box. Can't stop it. As it comes in the box, it starts to fill you up. It fills up the gap. And that feels so marvelous. It starts putting light on you, shining light on you. You could see that you are this song. You can feel it, you can experience it. This is the truth of who and what you are. And you learn it because you experience it. And you start to experience it from the first hole that you poke in the box. And the more attention you put towards it, the bigger the holes get. Finally, the box is demolished. The screen and the headset are gone. No more propaganda. And you can start sifting through all those lies, the blind beliefs that you were taught to accept without question, and toss them out, examine them, laugh at them, get a good joke, toss it out, and explore what the real world is, what real existence is. And it is so beautiful, so exquisite, so full of love. a beautiful friend of ours, described this love in the universe as giant tsunamis of love that are moving and flowing. It's a big wave crashing over the planet, through the solar system, one after the other. Those are the times that we're living in now. Giant tsunamis of love. And we can just hop on and ride the wave. Feel what's real in the universe and what's real inside us. All the knowledge of what truly is, all the knowledge of science, real science, not fake science, like we unfortunately have too much of in our world right now, in our culture, but real science and spirituality, real knowledge. It's there. It's everywhere in the universe. It's in the tsunami of love. It's in each one of us. It's in every song. It's in the feel that the song to song makes. Everything is so connected, and all of our energy fields throughout the universe create this incredible field. They call it the field of aliveness, or sometimes the field of awareness. And there's other names too. And that's everywhere around us and in us. All the knowledge is there. All the knowledge of all history, all potentials, all possibilities, all futures, possible presents. It's all there. It's ours. We're part of it. We can explore any bit of it we want, as much as we want, for as long as we want. And we learn by experiencing it. It's not like some dude's going to stand up there in his spiritual body and give you a lecture about how this piece of the universe works. It doesn't happen that way. It's no classroom lectures. Unless you really, really want it that way. And the universe will oblige and create a little classroom for you with a big teacher and who's going to lecture and lecture and lecture. And if that's your groove, well, yeah, go for it. We can create what we want. We are a unique individual piece of creator. We can create anything the way we want it. And if we look around today at what our world is and what kind of condition we've ended up in, and all the people around us in our culture have ended up, if we don't like that, if it feels wrong, empty, missing major pieces, if it feels like a bunch of lies that have been strung together, that they fell apart, people got duct tape and glue and strapped it all back together and tried to make the culture keep going. It's been duct taped many times now, and this is the end. Our culture has reached that end. You can't pick up all the bad pieces and put them back together, force them back together with the glue and the duct tape and bobby pins. It's the end. That world is dying. Some say it died. We're just seeing the aftermath, the last little bits and pieces that hasn't quite realized that it's dead and gone. So it's time to be making a new world, an entire new world, and we can make it any way we want. It's a whole new era. And when we get out of that box, we can throw the duct tape away with the box, make things from scratch, make things based on song and aliveness and life itself and love and the incredible beauty of it all and the sharing of it all. Receiving and giving and receiving and giving, caring and loving, creating more beauty and more beauty and more beauty, more love and more connectedness, more health, perfect health, delicious health. However it is we want to see the new world. It's ours to dream the dream it up, and it's ours to create the dream. That's what this class is all about. That's what the teachings are all about. These ancient people have passed these teachings down in these two cultures and many other cultures around the planet. Very, very ancient teachings. And they've carefully passed them down so that they are not distorted and not lost, so that we could have them today, right now, because this is the time that they're needed. This is the time they need to come out of their secret holes and stashes in these little cultures, these primitive, ancient, indigenous, all these cultures that have been saving these pieces, this knowledge. They all say that now's the time. We have to share it with the whole world because the world needs it now. That's why they saved it all these centuries and millennia. The world needs it now. That's why we share it. And in the call of your song, that name comes from talking about that empty spot, that hole that we've had in us because we threw away our song, we gave it away, we buried it, we hid it, pretended it didn't exist, forgot all about it, but not quite entirely. Because in that hole, we're always looking and reaching for something. We can't quite figure out what it is, put our finger on it, but we need something. We're missing something. The whole culture is missing something. This is what it's missing. Sacred teachings. And that's the call. That's your song and the other songs calling out to you to come explore this. Come feel this. In these ancient teachings, we learn by experiencing, not by hearing lectures or shoulds or dictates and memorizing them, but we learn from actual experiencing. We learn first what our song is. And that's what's been calling. The music that we don't quite hear, sort of feel it, don't know what it is or where it is. Or is it me? Is it in me? Is it out there? It's over there. It must be in that tree. It must be in that great big mountain over there, the sacred mountain. with the sacred buildings on it. That's everywhere. It's everywhere. But especially it's in ourselves. It's inside you. It's your own song. That's the first step. That's where everybody needs to go first. That's the first big finger poke through the cardboard box. Just poke it. Make a hole. That's finding out what your song feels like and what that unique signature feeling is of your song. It's you. Only you throughout the entire universe. It's only been one you with that one signature. That's your song. And that's what we learn. That's what the class is all about. Goes into one aspect and another, and this kind of detail and that kind of detail. And it's all by experiencing. We learn in the ancient way, the way it's been passed down and taught for millennia. Pre-dynastic Egyptian, ancient Lemurian, Peruvian, from the Hedeka tribe. And they say in their own teachings that these teachings came from people from the stars who came here, taught it to us, so that we would never lose it and that we could live in this beauty and grow and learn and evolve without any hindrance. So that's what the call of your song is. That's what it's all about. And I'm very eager to hear what Laura and Laura have to say, and probably Helmut has something to say too. He's got a lot to share, lots of things to share.
Thank you, Kay. This was so amazing. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Go
It is always an honor. It's a big honor and a privilege to be able to share this and teach these things. So I thank you all. And I would like to hear from Laura's and Laura's perspective as students. What has that been like?
Well, I have an image of me before Katasi where I'm like a balloon at the end of the road marking where the party is. Being blown all over the place by blind beliefs and lies and then with all the tools of Katasi, just like it's like the lights get turned on. It's like, oh, everything's the colors are more bright, and
it's black and white Kansas to Oz.
Yeah. Yeah, that's been my experience too.
I love the name, the call of your song. I've shared this story a lot about having a by the books perfect life. Amazing family, amazing spouse, good income, stability, lots of love all towards me, tons of friends, and being unhappy. Just that wasn't enough, and I kept looking for happy, and health. I was having health things too kind of pop up. Nothing, I wasn't aware they were so bad, but at the time, but it wasn't until Katasi, and maybe even right before Katasi, maybe it was reading The Reluctant Shaman, I realized I was running from myself. I kept gathering other things instead of doing this thing, and I remember being, but if I do this, I'm going to lose all that, this fear. But it had the call, the call to the more that was inside of me, the more of who I was, and what I could do was so strong. Ignoring it was the misery. Ignoring it and putting it aside and finding other stuff was making me so miserable that at one point I was looking for somebody who'd prescribe me something. To be honest, it was like, luckily I had enough friends who wouldn't, because of course I had to go to all my friend counselors. I couldn't let people know I was unhappy, so I had to keep it very quiet, but they're like, no. The call to more, Kermit the Frog sings about it in the Rainbow Connection. I mean,
True.
Very true. The lyrics are, it's, is looking for that technicolor life. Kay, you said it multiple times in the full body experience. Multiple times you were talking about the experience. And I kept looking for other things that never taught me how to experience it. A lot of talking at me, a lot of talking and people talking who hadn't had experience, but they were the next talker, about happiness, but I don't think they honestly had experienced it either. And I have. I mean, it makes me that what you were talking about, opening the hole in the box, just that little bit funneling through of light and technicolor and full spectrum was enough that I just kept picking at the box. I'm still picking at the box. I always laugh that it's like it was like the box isn't even full anymore. I got like one side of cardboard hanging out there that I need to kick away. Still.
And there's like this underlying giddy feeling, excitement feeling, like I wonder what today's going to hold. Happiness that just permeates everything once you learn your song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then the magic really starts.
Yeah, that childlike delight. And that's in the teachings, how we reconnect to those first feelings of remembering joy, but we stay in it. It was less like we become both the wise and old and the young, all in the same being. It's, again, the experience is there, the direct experience, the touching it, the feeling it, the seeing it with all your senses, eyes wide open, tasting it. It's, again, I love the name. Absolutely, the call to your song, because it's thank God. I mean, I'm like, God, haha. I thank the multi-universe, whatever you want to say. Thank me. I'm constantly thanking me for not giving up. I wished I hadn't felt, that it was miserable. So yeah, I'm really thanking myself for much to making myself so miserable I didn't give up. Because I know on this side, it's delicious. It's absolutely everything. It's one of those things too. I know if I ever tried to go back, the misery would be 100 times worse. because there was the call, but now there's the taste.
Some of that, and I'll have some of that. And I'll
Yeah, I
have
was
some of
about to say, you can't untaste it.
I'd kind of like to know from both of you, before Katasi, your interactions with a pet, an animal that you had, like cat or goat. Laura has goats,
Oh, yeah.
or dog. The other Laura has dogs, or whatever animal you choose. So the before and an after. What was your experience with them before, and what is your experience with them now?
Well, for me, I mean, I always loved my dogs and my cats, but in particular, I like my cat. We have like this special connection now. I mean, I don't know if it's just a Katasi. Yeah, it is just a Katasi. But I can think of her and I send her a picture of holding her. And it doesn't matter the time of the day. She'll show up within 1 to 2 minutes. It's like she gets that call and she comes to me. And but I feel that way with everything that's around my home now. You know, that connection, that underlying thing that connects us all. That's what I mean by somebody turned the lights on. I didn't even realize it was all there, and it's always been there, right? I just wasn't aware of it because I was that balloon.
Were off.
Yeah.
You know, with someone, well, I think it's the opposite, how someone turns off the music and you're like, oh my God, that was playing the whole time. There's so much of that. That connectiveness to my cats, it was almost like when I came online, they're like, oh, thank God. There's my God again. But it was like, they were like, we've been talking this whole time. We've been sending you stuff. It was just like, but it was also like that for the trees. There was this, I've learned, I'm a big gardener. So I was out in the gardener and out gardening and weeding and, and creating death and destination for little plants, as I'm going. But it was like I was thinking, it's a good time to peruse the potentials in my mind. And I had thought a question and all of a sudden I felt the answer, the answer was coming from a tree. But I knew it was like I was completely in my head, but I knew it wasn't me because I knew my song. I knew who I was. So I could connect to what they were. All of a sudden that song to song was happening, but I had to know who I was, or I realized how much was in here wasn't me. Because once there's everything's talking, and that was some of my feeling of craziness, was my head was so full, so much was coming, I was having anxiety, physical anxiety, because there was so much information coming at me and I was trying to keep it off. I was trying to shut down from it, where my anxiety actually went away. And we're told just the opposite. My anxiety went away when I connected to it. It was just the opposite of everything they tell you about being empathic and doing all this thing. They're like, hide yourself away, go away, disconnect. You're given permission, which I appreciate, not to connect. Instead of just told, or shown how to connect safely, to be in control of the connection, to turn it off or turn it on. Yeah. And so my cats love it. My husband loves it even more. There's so many people who, are afraid about being themselves and who they are, especially women. You have enough moxie, the men run, or the other women run. I don't know. But it's, to be with somebody, they talk about compromise, but in a mated relationship, the compromise is this dance of value for each other. And I finally, I remember coming home one day and saying, I love me best. And he kind of laughed at it. And the way I said it, you know, most people would run. We're told not to love it ourselves best. And I
Right.
said, yeah. And I said, here's the deal. You did not move on the love scale. You're still here. I love you here. I love you here. And then I said, but I was loving me here and I'm going to love me here. You're not moving, but I'm going to love me ahead of you. You are just right behind me. And I said, so nothing's changed. You don't get less. I'm just going to give myself more, you know, and that's what song does. The more this call is, and you're breaking that box and you're connecting to yourself, it's like the next is like, I love me.
In love with me.
In
Yeah.
love with me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've noticed when you love yourself more, you're connected to more of everything else that's around you. Definitely.
And you allow them to love themselves more.
Yeah.
I mean, that also is taken off the plate. You're like, go do that. Go love yourself. It's just like, no, it's a really good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you really start to feel that connection, that underlying everything's made out of love, that we're all one kind of thing. Oh my gosh, it's true, you know? And then you start feeling love for everybody and everything. I think that's what my experience has been. It's like the light was turned on and I'm in love with everything.
Yeah.
So the universe delivered me 2 puppy dogs and they're almost completely blind and almost completely deaf. So how do I connect to them? I send them pictures. I got all kinds of tools now and they're fun. They're fun. They're already potty trained. They already figured out where the door was. I just send them pictures. They went in and out the doggy door all day long. It's fun. It's fun.
Oh.
I like the Technicolor side.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes for all senses. It's not just a visual thing. It's all the senses. Yeah.
All the feelings.
And what we call the spirit senses. Because it's more than the physical senses. There's the spirit senses too. And we use them all. We begin to learn what they are and how to use all of them. And it doesn't take very long. It's not hard. You just got to be out of the box.
Oh, you guys are so beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. So beautiful.
Life's an adventure. It really is now. I had a lot of things I think were weighing me down before Katasi. And it's helped me to see life and the bigger part of who I am in a whole nother way. And it really has taken the weight off my shoulders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Okay. All right. You want to jump in with us on this wild and beautiful, crazy train? thecallofyoursong.com. You can find the Laura's best, lauracaddy.com. I think is the best thing. Do you want to give out your email, Laura?
Let's see. Mine's eternal moment, the number 4 @gmail.com.
There you go. You can find them both.
Yeah. And if you find me but want her, I'll get you there.
Yeah, just tell her wrong Laura.
Wrong Laura. The other Laura, please.
It's like, as you were talking, so many images came to mind and heart, I guess. It's like the call of your song it's like a way to blow up your box.
It is.
But if you're more peacefully inclined, just dissolve away to your box. I was definitely the blow up one. The box is like, I call it the cultural thought form prison. And it's so suffocating. And when I was living there, I was going crazy. And I looked around and I felt like everybody around me seems like they want to make it okay to live there. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. So I went on a journey, like many of us, to find out how to make this different. And then the big picture that came to mind is that you go from living in that box, in that suffocating box, to riding the tsunamis of love through the universe. There you go. Which one would you rather? Thank you. So beautiful. Okay, questions. If you guys have any questions, just there is, I think, an icon for questions. You want to put them in there. We take some before we close out here. Did you have some more, Loris? Do you want to add anything?
I would add, with the call of your song, it's more, we're stating it as a class. I'd almost call it a course because it's
Oh yeah,
it's loaded. I mean, I always say it's the pinky toe, but the most important pinky toe. And it's not insignificant. I truly feel like how if 1% of the people on this planet took just the call of your song, they didn't even have to go further into the apprenticeships, this place would be different, way different.
Yeah, transformative.
Yeah.
And it gives you all the tools to start that transformation.
Yeah, it's not it's the beginnings, but it is very significant. The compilation, and it's so exciting right now that you're going to teach it live again. I'm excited for that.
yeah. We're going to do more sessions about the details of what's
Cool.
in there and what it does. But this was exactly what I had in mind to give an overview of and get to the heart of the thing.
It all starts with your song.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, no questions today, so we're gonna close out.
Okay.
Truly, truly beautiful. Thank you, everybody, for joining us online, live.
Thank you,
And
Kay.
thanks, Loris.
Thank you, Kay. Thanks, Helmut.
We see you all next time.
Mm.
The
Thank
call
you,
of your
guys.
song, one more, the address, thecallofyoursong.com and lauraketty.com, and your email.
Eternal moment number 4 at gmail.com.
There you go. Thank you. Love you. Love you all.
Love you all. Thank you, everybody.
Travel well.
Enjoy. Love you all.